Hello, and thanks for watching this Cloud9 ERP Solutions video and subscribing to our channels. In this video, we're going to talk about a new feature that allows you to create an RMA, or return request, directly from a support ticket. So we're looking at a brand new case here, and we haven't even saved it yet. That's why there's no case ID. So the scenario here is we have a customer that's calling us, and they have a problem, an issue with their laptop. I'm going to help them troubleshoot the problem, but in the end, I'm not going to be successful, and the customer is going to need to return that laptop to us, either for support or for a replacement. So we have a support case up on the screen here. We'll select the customer. We'll give it a subject, the case a subject. Under attributes, we can answer any kind of mandatory fields or fields that require completion based on my training. So I could say laptop, I could put some information in here. In the end, it doesn't need to be specific to what the customer bought, because those pieces of information we'll be able to fill in later. But I'm going to go into details and I'll put some notes in it. So this is a basic description. And then under activities, I could log the phone call. And I'm giving them something to do over the phone. So I'll save and close. Now, additionally, if I needed to email the customer, I could also do that as a follow-up. The customer could email me. That we could use the business-to-business portal, and they could work on that. I'm going to take this support case, so it's assigned to me. I could have done that at the beginning based on my training. I should have done it at the beginning. And this case is now open. So the customer calls, we log the case. Depending upon your support system, you may have someone who logs support tickets and then assigns them to other people. You may use the auto assignment system in Acumatica that can assign cases automatically based on some information that's filled out, such as the class ID or any other factors you can auto assign. But essentially, I'm taking the call and I'm supporting it, and I'm opening it and I'm assigning it to myself, and I'm communicating some troubleshooting steps for the customer. So the customer calls back. So we'll create an activity, a phone call. I get the call and says, tried everything, and it still doesn't work. So now I've decided or determined, or I've talked to my manager, and I determined that the laptop really needs to come in for repair. And based on our company policies, it could be a repair. It could also be a replacement. But that's something that maybe my manager will tell me what to do, or I have a training book in front of me that will give me the decision that I need to make. But from the support case, I can go over here and I can create now a return order. So Acumatica's return orders, there's different order types, return order types. So I can do a lookup here. And we've decided we're going to do a return for replacement. So I'll select that option, click create. And Acumatica is filling all the information out for us, at least the header information. And now I need to fill in about exactly what we're returning. As I mentioned before, we could fill in some information. It's an Acer laptop and all that stuff. But in the end, it's a return order that will clearly document what did the customer buy and what are they returning. So I can click the Add Invoice button here. We want to know the invoice. That's really our true validation of the fact that the customer bought it from us. When did they buy it from us? Now, if you need a little bit more information, maybe over in the case, so let's say your workflow is, well, I need to do a little bit better validation. I don't really know this person and whether or not they own a laptop and whether or not they bought it from me. Then what you can do in Acumatica is you can have side panels. And if you check our videos out, you can see how easy it is to create some side panels on your case screen. to show maybe sales history for this customer about what they bought. You can include any information you want by modifying a generic inquiry. The generic inquiry would be this side panel. You can include a serial number. You can include the product name, description, when did they buy, what their invoice number was, links to get to that information, all from the case. So check out our generic inquiry and side panel videos. They'll help you out if you need to configure that kind of stuff here before going ahead and creating a return. But let's go back. We're going to add the invoice to this RMA. So I have one here. I'll double click on it. When I double click on it, Acumatica shows me what products are on that invoice. So again, I'm going to validate, I can validate what the customer is trying to send back. And you could see here, there's a space for serial number. So if needed, you can ask the customer to read off the serial number. You could validate it here. But I'm going to check this and I'm going to add and close. Now, the customer's not returning all 5. I assume from my conversation with them, I should assume that they're only going to return 1. So I'm going to change the quantity here. The price that I sold that laptop for, that the company sold the laptop for, will show here. So you get the exact price. And if you scroll over to the right and you have the rights, you'll also see the cost, the original cost. This way you can return it back to inventory at the correct cost. That's what you want to do. You don't want to throw off your inventory, your weighted inventory value. So I can now save this. I can go back to the case and I can create an email for the customer. And depending upon how sophisticated Acumatica truly is, a platform that you can configure many different ways. But I can go in here and I can type and say, hey, your RMA number is this. But what I could also do is select a template. And that template can include all the information I need the customer, all their instructions for repackaging, for what address to send it to, what the RMA number is. I could pull that from this case. I'm going to show you that in a second. But we could put in very specific instructions for the customer and make sure that we're standardizing this. So we don't have one support technician saying one thing and another one saying another. These templates are really helpful, these email templates. Okay. So you could do that. I don't have that set up, but that's certainly something you could do, and you could reach out to us and we could help you set that up for you. But in the end, I'm going to send this out. I'll add a little bit extra here. And I'll hit send. And now this will go out. And any replies from the customer would come back into this case. I'd see them immediately in my inbox, and I could respond accordingly. Now, under relations, what's nice about this too is under relations, you get the related document. So if I needed to, and I have the rights, I can click on this button. I'm looking over somebody's shoulder. Maybe I'm a support manager. Maybe the support technician that originally maybe I'm on vacation and somebody needs to follow up on my work to say, hey, what's going on with this? But I can get into it and see what the latest is, whether or not we received it or whatnot. And at what point when this laptop comes in, we can create notifications to update me, the case owner, so that I know that this came in. So the RMA itself is currently on hold. We're waiting for it to come in. Based on our workflow status, we could, as soon as it opens or as soon as it gets received quantity equals the quantity, we can automatically send out a notification to the case owner. If throughout our process of working on this device, we decide that there's a replacement, we can come back here and we can add another laptop here and use a different quantity, negative quantity. And from this RMA, we can ship that out. So Acumatica now has RMAs that are closely linked to support cases. This will help you in many different ways. Not only is the relationship there, but there's an established workflow that allows you to create your return order. And with those links, the relations and everything, you'll have the ability to fire off notifications and quick access to the RMA so that the RMA person knows what the support case person is doing and vice versa. So thanks so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful. If you have any questions about this or anything else Acumatica, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again and have a great day.